It's a key MOAC early season clash as the 1-0 in conference River Valley Lady Vikings host Clear Fork, who is opening up their MOAC campaign tonight here at the Valley. We have all that and more coming your way next.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Valley on the campus of Clear Fork High School for tonight's MOAC girls soccer matchup between the River Valley Vikings and the Clear Fork Lady Colts. Hello, everybody. My name is Travis Berardi, alongside Ontario assistant girls coach Greg Atkinson. And Greg, a little bit of a lesser drive for you to call a game than last year. I know you called the regional championship game between Madison and St. Mary's all the way out halfway across Ohio, so it's good to have you back.
Yeah, I think this is for coaching at Ontario to come into some, if you want to say, enemy territory here. I think I caught 2 games last year, so first appearance here in 2021, so excited. Beautiful night for soccer.
Oh, it is definitely a beautiful night, especially after the hot weather we've had the last week and a half. It's perfect. It's in the mid-70s. There's not a cloud in the sky. There's a 0% chance of rain, so it's perfect for this early season MOAC matchup, Greg, as River Valley comes in 2-0-1, 1-0 in conference. Clear Fork, they had come in at 1-2, but this is their first MOAC matchup.
Yeah, so I think, River Valley over the last couple of years, they've continued to try and get up to the likes of, the Clear Forks and the Ontarios of the world in the MOAC. Right now they're sitting at the top of the table with a 1-0 record. So here's their chance to kind of prove what progress they've made.
As we pull up our starters for tonight, first for River Valley.
Okay, so we got number 0, Kenzie Hagg. Number 1, Michaela Rogers. Number 4, Sydney Pettit. Number 5, Gianna Alvis. Number 7, Vicencia Alvis. Guessing those are sisters, hopefully. Number 10, Annabelle Gandert. Number 13, Hallie Snyder. Number 16, Maddie King. number 24, Kelsey Pickens, number 31, Akira Messenger, and then number 99, Kayla Brown.
And now River Valley, coached by Justin Haig, as we take a look at the Clear Fork starters. Number 0, Morgan Schaefer. She will be in net tonight. Usually a defensive midfielder, but she will be in the goal for this one. Number 3, Maddie Bluebaugh. Number 4, Annika Labacki. Number 5, Sophia Perry. Number 8, Kylie Davidson. Number 10, the captain for tonight, Alyssa Swank. Number 12, Lily Wertman. Number 17, Trinity Cook. Number 19, Kylie Belcher. Number 21, Avery Wine. And number 22, Kendall Windsor. And right now, the Lady Colts are led by Windsor in points. She has 3 goals, 2 assists. However, Trinity Cook, 3 goals as well. Lily Wertman, 1 goal, 1 assist. And then Labaki has 2 assists. And Isabel Annis with 1 assist. So, you know, the senior leaders really getting it done early on for Clear Fork.
Yeah, I think they're paced from that so far this year. I know Windsor's kind of been in and out of the starting lineup, kind of having to prove, if you want to say, her worth, and definitely in terms of the production that she has here with the 3 goals and 2 assists, she's earned that right again to get the starting nod tonight. So let's see if she can kind of continue the pace that she's been on.
Record-wise, Clear Fork, I guess not the start that they wanted. And actually, I'll get to that point after we honor America with the playing of our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
You are invited to stand and sing our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Now we've honored America, just about time to get things going here. But as I was about to say before, we went into the national anthem. Clear Fork, not off to the start they wanted. They did knock off Worcester 5-2 to start the season, but then a tough loss to Madison 2-1, and then Dublin Scioto, a game you saw here on the OH report, they lost 2-1. This is a year that Clear Fork, especially when they went through their summer, that they were excited to get going. That Madison score kind of surprises me because I thought Madison would be a little bit more down this year, but yeah, you just can't count out the Madison Lady Rams, and that's a big win for them to start the year off.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the tough thing when you see an Ontario-Lexington game, an Ontario-Madison, Clear Fork, Ontario. I mean, it's records out the door, who's returning, who's not. It's kind of a level playing field, and it's really a dogfight in any of those games, and you kind of see that in the result. The Clear Forks, the Madison, Ontario, the Worlds, that we don't shy away from competition, and you see that kind of in the first 2 games with Clear Fork where, you can look down through the list and River Valley coming in with a 2-1-1 record, but a 12-1 win over a Northland team who's I think first of the year with girls soccer. Their one loss is to a senior high, 3-2, which I think we saw that the other night with Madison and how they kind of dismantled them to where probably a little less challenging schedule than what you're seeing with Clear Fork. So.
Yeah, River Valley, they knocked off Harding to start off the year, 4-2. That's their win in conference. They lost to Mansfield Senior 3-2, defeated Northland 12-1, and then faced London 0-0. Yep. So there's their tie. But, yeah, I did see Mansfield Senior. Madison pretty much took care of them. There were a few chances that Mansfield Senior had to get on the board, but the good keeper at Madison really keeping them off the board. Their defenders too. That could have been a much bigger score from Madison, but Mansfield Senior, one of those teams that are starting to get it going, like Shelby as well. Give them a couple more years, and I think they'll at least be able to contend for at least maybe a sectional championship or something like that. But there are just so many good schools here. Clear Fork's finally brought it up. You guys over in Ontario as usual. Lexington's bounced back, and then Madison. So the original 4 from the last few years, it seems like, are all hitting on your stride this year.
Yep. Yeah, and I think that's where you're seeing senior high Shelby definitely doing a lot of great things in each of those programs. And as I talked earlier, Justin and the work he's done here at River Valley as well. I think last year was their first time in program history in which they hit double-digit wins in a season, which it's huge in how you kind of build and you bring out the numbers and different things there. So just continuing to grow, and that's something challenge for Clear Fork as well tonight. You can't overlook a team. Any night you kind of don't come out and you're prepared. You get a goal behind, and then you're kind of playing catch up from there. So that's probably the challenge that Brittany kind of talks about in her pregame huddle here is making sure, all right, let's go out and take care of business and not kind of take River Valley lightly.
And now I was about to ask you, what does Clear Fork need to do tonight to pull out the win? Because River Valley, they're somewhat confident right now. Other than a Mansfield Senior loss, they got a win in conference. They are right now on top of the conference. Number 1 team. They have some high hopes for this. What do they need to do other than maybe score early? But what do they need to do to control this game and maybe pull off the upset?
Yeah. I think from a River Valley perspective, they're led by Coach's daughter, Kenzie Hagg. She's got 4 goals and what I added up, at least 5 assists on the year, and then kind of followed up then with 6 goals by Hallie Snyder. So they're kind of the two-headed monster there in terms of what they're able to do. So I think it's finding the minimal chances that they're going to get and taking advantage of that. And then staying organized, staying probably compact is Justin's message there, and not giving Clear Fork an easy opportunity. So it's going to be a complete and total team effort there.
Yeah, and this is somewhere team captain Alyssa Swank back there on the defense with 2 sophomores. So, she's going to have to lead that defense, especially when those top scorers get back there. They're going to have that game plan going. And these sophomores, they played their freshman year, but, they're going to get a good test tonight.
Yeah, and I think that's, we've seen it in some of the results here, and we continue to talk, another year more experience for Clear Fork, probably the more athletic team. Windsor with the speed there, going to try to, I'm sure, find some space in behind the defense and get a couple opportunities here, but I think that's going to be the message for Clear Fork. Usual pedigree here of sup frequently and often, and try and run down probably a River Valley team here.
So we'd like to welcome everybody watching in right now on our Facebook and YouTube channels, live and free. Let us know where you're watching from. Give us some shout-outs. I already have a couple. Deja Swihart, go Colts. Brian Brown, go Colts on our Facebook side. Comments on YouTube, nobody quite yet, but we'll try and we get enough comments, we'll pull up the fan zone tonight. We'll get that going. So
I think we got what Deja in the building, just a recent Hall of Fame inductee here at Clear Fork, and I think she was rewarded, if I saw correctly, with the graduate assistant job at AU for the girls soccer program there. So she's kind of going back home there to the Eagles as well. So exciting week there for herself.
Yeah, and that's another a decent Division II squad in Ashland University. They've had some wins over the years, so it's good to see them getting quite the solid coach. As we are underway from the Valley, River Valley in their whites, black lettering going from left to right. Clear Fork in their black jerseys, white lettering going from right to left, and that'll be a goal kick to start things off. So Morgan Schaefer, usually the defender midfielder, playing goalkeep tonight for Renee Anders, who is not in the lineup. And how hard of a change is that, Greg? Typically you're playing out on the field, but then get pulled back into the goal. Is that any type of a switch for your gameplay, or can you just, like riding a bike, get back in there?
Yeah, I goalkeeper is one position I never played in my career, but I would say that's definitely a completely different mindset, and you got to make sure that you're staying in tune with the game. Back in a goalkeeper, especially if you're not getting a lot of activity, you can kind of get caught ball watching and get a little lost on the field. Whereas if you're actually playing, you're staying engaged and constantly active in regards to that. So that's probably going to be a different approach that you got to take and head into it.
So both teams with a goal kick to start things off here, but it looks like Clear Fork's going to maintain possession. That's down the left side. Lily Wertman trying to work it inside the 18, but it's stolen away. And good indication here tonight, especially early on, is if Clear Fork can just keep the possession in the River Valley zone, it'd probably be a telltale sign of what's to come for the night.
Yeah, I think you're seeing here already. River Valley, they've got. I would say they're technically running more of a 3-4-3, so kind of keeping the numbers back and leaving Snyder up top. Here we got an
There's
opportunity.
A shot just wide of the net.
Kind of broke down the defense there. Good slotted ball.
As Blue Ball getting through, but just a little bit wide. So Clear Fork already applying that pressure.
I think that's probably the challenge, and I think Clear Fork's really wanted to kind of turn the tail there as they're getting the opportunities in the various games. It's all right, how do we make the most of what we're –
And there's a nice pass inside the 18 shot.
There we go.
Goal! I always wanted to do that.
There we go.
22, Kendall Windsor gets it in, and the Lady Colts on top, 1-0.
I didn't see who slotted her to the through ball, but a great ball, kind of tucked in behind a good run by Windsor.
Should take a look at the replay. Just once again inside, and this time they did go left side again, and she didn't miss. And it's 1-0 Lady Colts.
Look like I believe Portman with the pass, I believe.
So for Windsor, it's goal number 4 on the year for her. Another ball inside the 18, but this time it's cleared away by the Lady Vikings, and now they'll get on the offensive. Let's see if they can get something going here. So it's just underway.
Yeah, less than 3 minutes in. Already got the goal. That's a quick start that Clear Fork was looking for, and on the other side of things, that's not what Justin and team at River Valley were necessarily looking for.
Nice pass over the Trinity Cook, but she's going to be offsides. So once again, Clear Fork, a little bit of a fast break.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one the between Cook and Windsor going to have to figure out, making sure they're making the proper runs there, staying on sides. If River Valley's going to kind of hold a high line, they should be able to get plenty of opportunities slotting it through. There's a good build-up by River Valley, though, here.
Maddie King down the right side's taken away, but it's going to be a throw-in for the Lady Vikings. Anybody watching on YouTube, we got a poll up right now. Who's going to win this one? Let us know. Right now, one vote for Clear Fork. Annabelle Gandert with the throw-in. It's going to come back to her. Actually went off the face of Lily Wertman. And let's get cleared out to Clear Fork and immediately on the offensive. There's Windsor once again.
A little early ball.
And that's the play that Clear Fork's run the last 3 times they've had the ball in the River Valley zone. That just quick pass inside, and they use their speed to their advantage.
I think they probably would want that one back. 1-2 more touches. Allow yourself to get the defender to commit.
Trinity Cook trying to get it in. This time it's kicked in by
Labacki,
and it goes over her head and in. You only get the goal call once, folks, but Labacki puts it in the back of the net from about 25 yards out. And it's 2-0 Lady Colts in the 5th minute.
That was another one. I'm not sure. Goalkeeper, I mean, you're kind of seeing she's holding their gloves up, protecting her eyes from the sun. I'd almost potentially think that may have came in and was a factor there.
Clear Fork looking to add on quickly.
A battle there in the center.
Labacki immediately back fighting for another ball, but River Valley able to at least clear it out somewhat. It'll be controlled over the Davidson.
That's what we're seeing. You know, River Valley, they just aren't able to get the ball back out. As soon as they do, it's maybe a 10, 15-yard ball, and then it's right back down on their defensive half.
Trinity Cook gets it out to Wertman, crosses it, kicked in. Nice save that time. So all the pressure being applied from Clear Fork as you take a look at the replay. Was able to collect it and get a good shot on net, but just no elevation on the ball, and it was a decent save there by the keeper.
I think she was probably caught off guard. It made its way through 2, 3 defenders and kind of fell right into her lap there. Probably caught her off guard a little bit. Yeah, opportunities to start with. That's Clear Fork's 4th shot, 3rd on goal, with 2 goals to their credit already.
River Valley with the throw-in. They'll try and get something going here. Down 2-0. I mean, there's a ton of time left. We just started here, but Clear Fork gets another goal here early on. It's just going to be a momentum killer for River Valley. It's going to be hard for them to fight back.
Yeah, they've got quite the uphill battle as is already. But another goal or 2 here, probably takes the wind out of the sails early on. But we'll see what kind of fight that the Vikings have so far. Good ball up top here. I think that's going to be the name of the game for River Valley here, trying to play it up top to Snyder with the 6 goals on the year. Hoping she can create some offense for him.
So that was Snyder trying to get in for an attempt, but cleared out by that Lady Colt defense.
Windsor's looking for that ball. Just weren't able to find her.
Can Wertman run it down? She cannot, and Haig is there to corral it. And yeah, that sun is brutal right now for Haig and company. And I guess on the flip, Clear Fork able to win that side to not be able to
say that's a little bit of strategy that you don't necessarily always kind of take into consideration, but you want to make sure you grab that in the first half, and most likely second half here the sun will be down.
It's like in football, you're playing with the wind.
Yeah.
Try to get the wind at your back in the second and fourth quarters. This is try to get the sun at your back in the first half.
Yep.
But this MOAC, pretty much it's Ontario, Clear Fork, a little bit of a gap, and then the rest. But these other teams are slowly but surely getting into the competition that we have here in Richland County.
Yeah, and again, that's what you're seeing with your Shelbys, your River Valley's kind of been there for the last couple of years, really building up. But yeah, once we lost the Jonathan Alders and the Buckeye Valleys of the world, the OMAC is kind of down to a 2-team race for the last 4 years straight, coming down to Clear Fork or Ontario. So it's just what we pull in Richland County, and the players that we have to choose from is completely different what they have in Marion and the areas down in the rest of the MOAC.
It's going to be another offside on Clear Fork.
I don't think we have any other games in the area going on tonight.
I don't believe so.
Usually a lot of our MOAC games are usually on a Monday night, so this is a little different for a Wednesday night matchup.
Couldn't have asked for better weather, though. Nice through ball to Windsor. Turn the goalie, puts it on, and once again finds the corner of the net. And the route is on here in the 10th minute. Clear Fork, 3-0. You watch the nice through ball there from Labaki to Windsor, and she has her 2nd goal of the night.
Mass substitutions here. We got a total of 7 players now on for Clear Fork. Tonight's a good game to get some that maybe necessarily don't get the minutes.
Definitely. You couldn't have asked for a better start for Coach Brittany Bechtel to be able to, put her somewhat back. Your backups, but the players that might not get a ton of time in against varsity competition early on in the match as well. You have to keep this lead. You can't even though you have a 3-goal lead, you have to keep it up, because if River Valley can score off of this squad maybe once or twice, then it's back to being a match.
Yep. And that's kind of a tough part. You know, as a coach, you got to kind of make that decision of kind of subbing while at the same time you want to continue to kind of build some confidence and build some momentum for the games to kind of come in the weeks. So I'm sure that's kind of a balancing act here for Brittany and trying to find that between the two.
Ball kicked back into Clear Fork territory as Sophia Perry gets it back to the keeper, Schaefer. She'll reset the offensive attack for the Lady Colts.
I think that's where right now there's just such a gap between River Valley's attacking players and then the defense. Got to kind of work to close that, get up and keep Clear Fork locked in if they stand a chance here to at least get one back. Right now they're just kind of playing a hopeful ball down into the corner and hoping their leading scorers can go and create something from it.
23-20 left here. And this is the only game in town. I'm looking at our schedule. We have all the Richland County soccer teams in here, and there's no other games. So it's just us, Greg.
There we go. Perfect. I was going to say, I know there was a Ontario boys JV was playing Crestview's varsity, I believe, when I left to head over this way, but that was about all there was.
That ball knocked out of bounds. And I saw that, I think it was volleyball. Ontario volleyball had to cancel their match with River Valley last night. I'm guessing COVID issues?
They actually, from what I gather, I think they played it the night before.
Oh, okay.
Which kind of was the issue. They kind of brought it forward a day for whatever reason. I didn't get a explanation around that, but yeah, because I thought the same thing as I saw it. But I did see what today. News out of Madison have some COVID issues as well, and have had to cancel their
Ontario had
their football game for the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Yes, and I believe Ontario is going to host now Smithville, so they get get an extra home game out of that one. So we'll see what they can do against the Smithies on Friday night. Ontario 0-2, a young squad. We'll see. Good chance for them to get in the win column.
Yeah.
And speaking of Clear Fork, we'll be back here tomorrow night for a live volleyball match.
Okay. Who's that against?
They are taking on, you asked me too quick.
I
believe it's River Valley, actually.
Okay.
No, it's Ontario.
Okay.
So there you go, even better. It's Ontario.
I think Ontario Volleyball is looking for their first win of the year as well. Another young team there.
So we'll have that for you right back here from the Valley, live and free. Myself and Mackenzie Weaver will be on the call of that. Might have Brian Skoronsky back in here if he can get back from his job in Indiana. So we'll see if he'll be here, but we will have that for you tomorrow night, being 6:50 the pregame. But we still have a lot of soccer left. And that's going to be another offsides.
That's right now. Clear Fork's getting. You're holding me accountable here to making sure we're keeping track. But yeah, I think right now Clear Fork, they've got to kind of find a sooner ball into that space, or kind of working on the runs. Clear Fork or River Valley's holding a high line, catching them off sides now. That's their third offsides for Clear Fork in the first 14 minutes here.
Yeah, they're trying to press the action and just getting a little too excited. You saw those first couple goals and everybody wants to score, so you get a little too rambunctious on it.
Yep.
So we'll see if they can get that back in the order, but comfortably ahead right now, 3-0.
I think that's a kind of surprising tactic by the River Valley coaching staff, knowing the speed that you have with Cook and with Windsor. But obviously they feel that's what gives them the best chance to win, and right now it's kind of held serve with 3 offsides at least, but to your point, 3 goals as well.
Yeah, and most likely they don't go offsides those 3. It could easily be a 5-0 match.
Yep.
Maybe 6. So coming up on the 25-minute mark here, the first half. Like I said, anybody watching on Facebook or YouTube, give us your comments, especially you Facebook folks. We'll get the fan zone coming up here in about 5-10 minutes. Get your comments in right now. Any questions as well for Greg or I? Feel free to ask, and we'll try to answer them for you right here on the air. Soccer-related, or sports-related, I should say.
I think you're going to have some Colts fans that want to hear your goal celebration a few more times.
One time.
Okay.
One time.
And done,
That was
huh?
one and done.
All
one and
right.
done. You got to save that. I think that ball was out. So Clear Fork again almost with a breakaway, but it'll be a throw-in. That was Annabelle Gandert. And a solid job so far by the defensive side of things for Clear Fork. They haven't had many chances, River Valley, but those chances Clear Fork has really shut the door early before they could even establish an offense.
Yeah, and I think that's where you kind of talk Swank leading the charge there in the back, also with Davidson. So some veteran leaders and a couple seniors there for a primarily underclassmen-driven team. So
I think we're going to have a corner kick here for the Lady Colts as the mass sub. They're going to come back in. Here comes Windsor, Trinity Cook. I see Lily Wortman coming back in as well.
21, we got Avery Wine as well.
So this is, a perfect opportunity as well. Coming back in, right corner kick opportunity. Get your varsity players in here. Maybe get Windsor that hat trick. Is Cook will take the corner here. That's a nice ball. Ooh. Headed, but just wide. So Cook put it in a good position, Clear Fork just a little bit unable to get it on net. So we take a look at the replay of that.
You like to see it. You don't see very many players left-footed wise, which is perfect on that side of the corner. In swinging ball, kind of forcing the goalkeeper to make a decision whether she's coming out or going to hold her line. So
that'll be a throw-in for the Lady Colts.
Didn't even notice who do we have referee in tonight. I believe that's Eric Satterfield on our near side. Son I'm not sure who's on the far side.
Wortman has it, but a nice sliding save there by Haig. Take a look at that one more time. And that was a nice job as well by Sydney Pettit to get over there and kind of cut off that shot.
Yep.
It looked like she was trying to get that upper corner, but Pettit cuts it off and forced her to maybe kick it more towards the middle.
Yeah, I think that's right now. Clear Fork's got to not settle for a shot just straight to the keeper. That's a little easier of a play. So continuing to make sure we're getting good quality looks on the goal. Here's another shot from deep, and that's going to go
knocked in. Take a look at that one more time, but Cook with a perfect cross. And blue ball, at first it looked like Windsor was trying to get over there, but blue ball comes out of nowhere and deflects it in. So it's 4-0 at the 22-24 mark here of the first half.
I think that's one of those. Cook with the ball, it's pretty well in. Blue ball just helping her to tap it in, making sure she gets credit on the stat sheet with a goal there.
Clear Fork off and rolling now.
I think the subbing, you're seeing it starting to take a toll. I think River Valley maybe early on has had one sub. Since then, they've kind of went the first 18 minutes here with only one, whereas Clear Fork subbing 6-7 at a time. And
yeah, and like we said, with just the big lead that they got early on, they're able to do that comfortably without worrying about any defensive lapses leading to a goal to, get River Valley back into this. But it's been all Clear Fork. That's going to be a foul. So
free kick for River Valley here.
Good opportunity here for Maddie King and company to get at least a shot on net, and we'll see what they can do with this set. Hallie Snyder will take it. And kicks it wide right. So she tried to get it right on net, but got too much of the inside of the ball, and it goes wide.
I think, believe it or not, we're 19 minutes in. I think that might have been the first foul of the game so far.
It was, yes, you were right.
Kind of second guess myself as I'm saying that of all right, but it's been a relatively clean game through the first 19 minutes here. Clear Fork really creates a lot when they're able to connect a few passes here, kind of building up through. There's that through ball again.
This time it's onside. Watch the speed of Windsor, gets through, puts it on, but just wide. Looked like she went left-footed that time. Take a look at it one more time. Yeah, she went left-footed and just pushed it too wide of the net. And it'll be a goal kick for River Valley.
I think that's one of those taking your touch to the left. You probably want to keep it on your right foot. Made it a little more challenging for herself coming across her body.
So that ball's kicked away. Kept in, though, by the Lady Colts. Labacki gets it over to Wertman. The Cook to Wertman.
Oh, surprised that wasn't a foul there.
It will be a throw-in, however. So we'll get a sub.
At a point here when the one team's dominating the other, you potentially look the other way in certain cases.
Here comes the throw-in.
Big throw.
It's headed back out, so it'll be another goal kick, but that was kind of like a corner. She threw that right in there into the 6, but headed away. So under 20 minutes left here in the opening half, 4-0. Lady Colts looking to add on more. There's Wertman once again, crosses it in.
Just able to lay the ball back. Labaki was ready. There it is.
Oh, my, nice goal. Labaki with her second.
Goal, Clear Fork, number 4.
And it's 5-0. So there's 3 defenders on Windsor trying to stop her, but Windsor just saw an open Labaki at the 12. She's able to put it over the goalie's head once again.
Yeah, that's right. I wasn't sure. Windsor was trying to get the ball down at her feet. Was able to cleanly then play the ball back, and another goal here. I've got 7 shots on target for Clear Fork and 5 goals as a result. If we're talking percentage, if we're shooting foul shots, batting average, anything like that, Clear Fork's doing pretty well so far.
So I think it's about time to pull up the fan zone. Bonnie Snavely. Deja Stewart again. So you mentioned the fouls, now we're getting a couple.
Yeah, now we've got a couple here. I think, you might start to see it a little bit, some frustration out of the River Valley team, down 5-0 now.
Do want to give a shout out to Tricia Delnay. LCP from Dover, Delaware.
Wow, okay.
So you got a Delaware fan.
Lady Colt pride near and far, huh?
Michael Mullins, goalies are one of a kind, Greg Atkinson.
Yes. He might have a biased opinion with that.
That ball's going to be cleared away once again by Clear Fork, but kicked out of bounds. It'll be a River Valley throw-in. Bonnie Snavely, she went to both of these schools, so.
Impressive.
Yeah. She didn't do Clear Fork, Lexington, or Fredericktown anywhere. She took a little bit of a drive down towards Marion.
I guess that's one where we have to follow it up with all right, which one is near and dear to her heart, which was the first school that not sure, is that out of bounds or is that another foul?
I'm pretty sure that was out of bounds, so River Valley, another chance to get something going here, down 5-0 on the J&F Construction scoreboard.
Got another 7 subs looking to come into the ball game here. That's a good ball. River Valley just isn't able to get numbers up, and
I think they got a late start on that as well. It looked like number 12, Jax Gillum, she saw the ball get kicked and waited maybe a second or two before going, and that's the difference right there. A second or two, your reaction time.
I think that's one to where they've got to find more of their forwards' feet. Playing a through ball with how athletic Clear Fork is. You're probably not going to outrun them like Clear Fork's doing right now to you. Looks like the sun is officially
finally set down here.
Yep, finally gone away for the evening. Lights have come on. It's kind of the beauty of having everything back. I know it's kind of a concern that's being kind of brought up, now with all the COVID issues. I'm seeing Crest lines shut down for the rest of the week. You got Lexington going to remote learning. Ontario's requiring masks in the classroom. All those different things to where hopefully for the girls' sake they can continue to have, everyone out here supporting them.
Definitely, yeah.
Fans, I know you guys were at the Lexington, Ontario game, standing room only, lined around the entire field. It's just an atmosphere that we've missed in high school sports altogether. So.
Yeah, and your who was it? Dublin Jerome.
Yeah, Dublin Jerome was another
that
big.
Was an exciting
crowd,
match.
Yes.
But yeah, the good thing is we're outside.
Yep.
So those restrictions, even before that, could be somewhat extended out because we're outside and not confined in any spaces. So that's a good thing having football, soccer out here. Volleyball, it's a different thing. And I've talked to a couple ADs saying it's looking grim on full attendance for basketball just because of what's happening right now. So hopefully we can get this under control once again and, be able to have full fans for basketball because we really didn't until late in the year.
Yeah.
And that'd be a shame for those basketball players. But right now, I'm enjoying having fans in the stands.
Yes. Down to less than 14 minutes left.
Clear Fork leading this one 5-0, and there's
ball.
a breakaway. Madison Caudill down the left side. Can she get the shot on? Yes. What a save,
Good
though.
Save.
Kensington Haig. They take a look at that one more time. And a good effort there as well by Maddie King to get back. Really cut that angle off because if she wasn't there, Caudill would have had that whole right side of the net, but she cut it off just enough to where her and the goalie could really protect that.
And you don't see it very often, back to Mike Mullins, kind of the goalkeeper, right? So that started with the goalkeeper in the back, a big punt, one bounce, it's over the defender's head, and she's on 1v1 with the keeper.
Now, do you give her an assist if she would have scored?
Yeah. That ball, that would be what I would fall under. And I know some individuals, if depending on if you're a statistician here, depending on how long you've had it at your feet and are dribbling, whether you consider that an assist or not. But again, that doesn't happen very often. I'm giving it to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you got to give the goalie some love when they do stuff like that. So coming up on 12 minutes left here in the first half. There's a nice ball, but that's going to be corralled by Schaefer.
Again, they're able to connect 1-2 passes, but then it's a kind of hopeful ball and giving possession right back to Clear Fork. We got a little band playing in the background.
Yeah, the Clear Fork Marching Band. They are practicing over on their practice field about 200 yards away. Nice little background music for us right now.
A little pep to our step. I don't know, who does Clear Fork play this Friday night?
Clear Fork is at Lexington.
Oh.
We'll have a highlight of that one. Breakaway, another nice shot.
Nice shot,
Save,
nice
but it'll be a
save.
corner. That was Lee Argenio. But yeah, the other backyard rivalry,
Yeah.
Clear Fork Lexington. So that'll be a good one. We'll have a highlight of that for you on the OH Report coming up Friday night / Saturday morning, whenever we get it done. Ball cross, it's deflected off a Lady Colt, and that'll be a goal kick. With 11 minutes left here in the opening half. Clear Fork controlling the pace right now, 5-0, but in the last 10 minutes, River Valley did have a little bit more possession time, at least in the Clear Fork zone.
Yeah, I think they've kind of settled in, depending on, sub-wise, when Brittany kind of subs a specific line here, probably a little less offensive-minded when you take out Windsor, you take out Cook. So that's where it's probably trying to, all right, how do you generate it when they're out is kind of the challenge here. I would say possession-wise, if I'm tallying it, I'd say, 70?
Yeah,
I was going to
80-20, 90-10,
I was
something
trying to
like
be
that.
generous,
Yeah.
but majority of the possession's been in Clear Forks.
Yeah, I'd say more 90-10.
Good
Another
ball
nice
there.
breakaway. Does it get into the net?
No.
No, just wide.
Keeper did a good job there coming out and sure we're taking away a good goal-scoring opportunity. Number 7 there.
Argenio.
One of the lone seniors on the roster. Not many.
Yeah, only. Not starting, at least. Yeah. So you have a freshman, 2 sophomores. There's 2 seniors, a junior, another senior, and then 3 more sophomores. So only a few seniors leaving this. So they have enough veteran leadership here, but they do have enough younger talent as well to.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like the Ontarios, the Lexingtons, Madisons, where they can just
Yep.
you guys can just keep regrouping.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's kind of what Brittany has done here at Clear Fork. I think over the same duration of time of my dad there at Ontario, 16 probably plus years now, and it's there for the longest time. It was kind of solely Clear Fork in Ontario, just because they kind of developed the program to where it's year after year. They're kind of preparing for the future. So she's done a great job down here. Chris Laux, district president's been right alongside her for the longest time. So good 1-2 punch there.
There's another chance from
off
the post.
Oh, no.
And she got her second chance too, but just couldn't put it in. Argenio once again, and that's been something we've seen all match long too. Is Clear Fork's been winning that ball off the goal kick.
Yeah, I think that's again, River Valley just can't get it out of their defensive third of the field.
So that one kicked away, and once again controlled by the Lady Colts. It's going to be crossed inside the 18.
Sydney Thorne there trying to find a little bit of space if she can.
And River Valley just unable to find feet on that breakout.
Yep. I think that's another one of those, a testament to the defense of Clear Fork.
Deflected out, and it'll go to the Lady Colts as the mass substitutions continue. As we'll probably see this group for the final 7.5 minutes before the break.
Yeah, I think they'll kind of bring it home now until halftime. So we'll see if they're able to kind of add to the 5 that they already have here. They're just kind of out running the ball there.
Yeah, this speed of Clear Fork is really causing problems. Ooh, oh, there's a little bump. A little how do you do right there. Hip check. It's legal in hockey, but not in soccer.
Yeah, I think, like I said, that's going to be one of those to where hopefully the referees here can ensure that we keep everything under control here. River Valley getting a little frustrated maybe at the score up to this point still.
Oh, nearly taken by the Lady Colts inside the 6.
That closing speed by Windsor.
Belcher put one on, but just over the net, and that's what
That's the 14th shot. Again, if my record keeping is accurate here.
Good enough for me. It's a lot of numbers.
It's been rapid fire here, rapid fire. See another win in the air by Clear Fork.
Cleared away, but not past midfield. Lady Colts will reset. There's Wertman, deflected out, and that'll go to River Valley. Gander with the throw in. We got a stoppage. Now it'll be Clear Fork.
Yeah, it was actually a Clear Fork throw out of River Valley.
Coming up on 5.5 minutes left here in the half. Make sure to stay tuned at halftime. We'll have stats collected by Mr. Greg Atkinson. Some analysis and much more coming up right here at the half. We'll also preview what else we got going on here at the OH Report coming up. Got another big Friday night of football. We also have volleyball and soccer. So stay tuned as we come up on Labor Day weekend, the official end of summer.
Yes. It was kind of a tough one today when looking at the calendar. And wow, September already. Feels like it was just last week that we were kicking off the official start to August and first official practice.
Yeah. You know it's fall when everybody's pumpkin spice this, pumpkin latte that. You see it all advertised and whatnot. And
starting to figure out where their favorite pumpkin patch is going to be.
Nice throw in. Oh, and another aggressive save. Collected up, shot, goal.
19.
Kylie Belcher on the boards. We take a look at the replay. That was a good initial save by the goalie, coming out aggressively, but she just couldn't get back into the net. It found the feet of Belcher, and she puts it in the left side, and it's 6-0 with 4:25 left in the half.
Yeah, I thought keeper, came out and made another big save. Bounced right to the feet of Belcher, and before she's able to get up and regather herself, puts it in the back of the net.
There's a steal. That was by Labacki. Crossed up, and there's the speed again. Wertman, right side, puts it on net, but just over the crossbar. Take another look at that, and just over the top of the net and underneath the football crossbar. So maybe just off by about 1.5 feet.
Trying to see if that counts as 3, right?
Well, it went under. It went over one, under the other, so nothing.
All
you
right.
get nothing with that one.
I think, again, you can kind of see, like we talked, the subbing patterns. When you bring Windsor, Cook, Wortman back, and they're all right. Opportunities start to mount again as soon as they insert themselves back into the game.
And that was a good job by them not to get, not off sides there. That's off the top of the post. And with authority, flung in, Lily Wertman. But they're going to call it off.
Offsides.
Offsides. Okay. So we'll take a look at that. We'll see where she's at.
Kind of surprised by that one because it comes off of the goal post. Yeah, I think that's one to where when they go back through and look at the replay here, I think they're gonna see she was technically on sides when that ball was played. Comes off the crossbar, and she had a clear finish to it.
So 6-0 your score.
Put an asterisk next to that one potentially, and all right, that should have been a goal. I was gonna say she's gonna get another opportunity here to put one in there.
Puts it in.
Goal, Clear Fork, number 12, Lily.
So Wertman gets the goal, and that is her first.
Yeah, her first of the game.
I believe, the 6th Lady Colt to score.
You got Windsor has 2. Labaki has 2.
Okay, so
Yeah.
So 5.
Yep.
5 Lady Colts on the board as they now lead by a touchdown.
And I think here's the tough one to where, I'd be curious to gauge your perspective, right? It's when do you kind of call off the dogs here? What is that score to where you just don't continue to tally up the score, but at the same point, you got things to work on. You have, you get some coaches say, I have end of the year, whether it's conference, district, voting that occurs, and, kind of your perspective on that.
Well, here's the thing, though, is we got another breakaway. Hold that thought.
Another
They're going to call offsides on Cook, but they have been clearing the bench every so often. So do you see them maybe starting off, maybe doing that for the first 10 minutes, back and forth, and then you start with the bench players, you put your varsity in, and then after that, it's your, it's the backups for the rest of the match. I don't know, because they have been working both sets in right now, so it's hard to tell because you're saying 20 minutes probably by the backups and 20 minutes by the varsity to start this match.
Yep, yeah, and that's where you'll start to see even some. Do you start to you gotta score off a cross? Do you go and you allow the defenders to go play up top and kind of have some fun, see if they can score a goal? There's some things that have to go through a coach's mind when you're at this point in the game and with the score what it is. While at the same point, got to make sure you don't get anybody hurt. That's always the key coming out of these types of games. Is
we come up on the final 10 seconds. And that should do it. The cross going to be saved. So that'll do it for the first half with your score. The Lady Colts 7, River Valley 0. We're going to take a break. Be back with stats, some analysis, and we'll show you what we have coming up for the rest of the week right here, live and free on the OH Report.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says, thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
is halftime here in the Valley. Lady Colts well in control of this one, 7-0 at the break. Travis Berardi here alongside Grady Atkinson on a beautiful Wednesday evening. The only game in town as well, but they picked the perfect night to play some MOAC soccer here in the Valley. So it's time now for our halftime statistics, and Greg, pretty much all Clear Fork all the time.
Yeah. I would say as we're going down through it, there's a definition of a lot to a little when we're going down through it. I mean, 19 shots, 14 on goal for Clear Fork, 7 of which that they've put in the back of the net compared to simple 2 shots, none of which that I had that were on goal. So currently right now, Clear Fork goalkeeper, which looks like we're going to make a switch, but no saves on the evening. Corner kicks, surprisingly, Clear Fork has only had 2 corners. With the offensive attack they've had, you would think that they would have more. 0 for River Valley. Been a quiet day around fouls. 1 for Clear Fork, 2 for River Valley. And then River Valley's kind of caught Clear Fork off guard with some offsides traps. Have a total of 5 offsides for Clear Fork, and then as we talked, I think Clear Fork's dominating possession, 90-10. There's been a lot of to where maybe balls in the air, kind of bouncing back and forth between teams, but Clear Fork's definitely dominated possession as well.
And like you were saying with the fouls, only 2-1 and no cards. So it's a bigger score, but nobody's gotten chippy yet, which is a good thing to see, especially early on. And with the possession, 90-10. And what kind of impressed me was the backups were playing half of that half as well, and they were still able to keep the pressure up. So not even looking forward to the rest of the game or the rest of the season, but moving forward in the next couple of years, that this is going to be a lot of help for Clear Fork in matches like this where they can pretty much play everybody for a large amount of time.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, she's going 7 deep. I think the only 2 that are left on the bench look like they're in sweat, so they're potentially injured. So getting some girls some good varsity experience as you kind of look into the future. You know, I think the JV score prior to us starting the varsity match was an 8-0 game to Clear Fork's advantage there. So you kind of can see that they definitely have the depth for years to come here.
Should take a look at the sunset over the Clear Fork Valley. Good job by Hayden Gray, as always, with the shot. But since we have a few minutes, let's go over what else we have for the OH report for the rest of the week, and that begins, well, tomorrow. I usually say the evening of Thursday kicks off the weekend for me. So we'll start Labor Day weekend off tomorrow night. And like I said, I will be back down here with Mackenzie Weaver, Ontario at Clear Fork MOAC volleyball. That match starts around 7 o'clock, but you know, with volleyball right after the JV match is over. 20 minutes and you're right into it, so just stick around between 6:30 and 7. We also have highlights of soccer. Clear Fork at Madison Boys, Storm Blunchley will be on that one. And then Northwestern at Crestview Girls, Garrett Parlett will be on the highlight for that. Then Friday night, week 3 of the high school football season already. Week 3, we're almost 34% done with the season. Well, we will be 30% done with the season, actually, with that. A lot of highlights, a lot of live streams. Mansfield Senior at North Canton Hoover. That game got changed from Lima Senior at Mansfield. The game was supposed to be at Arlen because of that. Lima Senior had to back out due to COVID, so they picked up North Canton Hoover. They'll head up to North Canton. We'll have a highlight of that one. Dalen will have the highlight. Clear Fork at Lexington, a game we were talking about earlier. The other backyard rivalry. Mason Nice will have the highlight of that. Garrett Parlett, our Galleon man for football season. He'll be a Galleon as they host Upper Sandusky. And then Storm will be up at Bellevue for the old rivalry renewed as Shelby heads to Bellevue with that high-powered offense. Bellevue, a team also that, you know, typically
not too shabby themselves.
Yeah, they're 1-1. So Storm Blunchley will have another great highlight of that. And then our live streams, Tees Valley at Ashland, our main crew, Brian Harder, Bruce Wyrick will be on the call of that Friday night. And then I will be down with the WMAN crew a couple miles from here.
Okay.
At Bob Wine Field for Lucas. The WMAN crew will be on the call of that. Eric will. Aaron Hines, I'll produce that. Be alongside Hayden for that matchup. Winford at Lucas. That should be, I think, is the game of the night for us in the area. And we may have another live stream. We're still trying to work it out. We do have some live stream available. So any area football team, if you're at home, give Brian a shout out. Also, Saturday night, we have another football game, East Knox at Crestview. That game's going to be at Ashland Community Stadium because Crestview's resurfacing their football field to get turf. They'll have it available for the last 2 weeks of the season, but they'll be playing up there, so that's another big game. Saturday night, Brian Skoronsky, Garrett Parlett will be on the call of that. And then Saturday afternoon, Storm Blunchley will be over at Ontario in the afternoon, St. Mary's Memorial at Ontario. So we'll have a highlight of your guys' game. And I will be at Crestview with Mackenzie Saturday at 11:30. Shelby at Crestview volleyball to finish off the week and then head into Labor Day weekend. So full packed schedule for us.
So you're going to be each of your busy men.
So take a look. Here's the coverage schedule once again for Friday night. So the Tees Valley Ashland game will be on our main channel, and the Lucas match will be on our YouTube channel 4, and a bunch of highlights. But
I don't think we can forget tomorrow night as well. I think the Buckeyes kick things off, right?
Minnesota. Playing Minnesota for a Big Ten opener, rare Thursday night matchup.
Yeah.
Kick things off, but Labor Day weekend they always do. You have actually football kicks off tonight. There's a couple games going on, so
college football is back.
Football's back. I'm just glad to see everything kind of go back to normal. But as we were talking about earlier, just with COVID coming back with that Delta variant, it's just been a little bit frustrating. And we are underway here for half number 2. Clear Fork now will be going left to right on your screen in their home black jerseys, white numbering. River Valley going right to left, white jerseys, black numbering. And looks immediately a chance, but a save there by Haig.
Looks like a lot of similar, familiar faces that we saw in the starting lineup to start the first half. I think the only thing that if I'm kind of looking here, it looks like they've potentially moved Annika Labaki back into that center defensive role, allowed Alyssa Swank to get up into the more of a central midfielder. Like I kind of talked, as you get this big of a lead, you allow some girls to go play some positions they don't normally necessarily see in some other games here.
And, I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to do that. Yeah, you have your starters in there, but they're playing different positions because this is, like you said, the perfect time to do that against varsity competition. There's Cook crossing in. That's going to be deflected in front of the net. There's a chance. Cleared back out. Perry shot, nice save. So that's a good job by the keeper being calm, cool, and collected. That cross she was able to deflect out there. The ball was right in front of her inside the 6. She still maintained composure, reset, made the save. But it is going to lead to a Clear Fork corner.
See some action here already. Less than 2 minutes into the second half here.
That's kind of a mishit there. Unable to get into the box, but Clear Fork will maintain possession.
Another corner here.
And there'll be, another corner.
Then the first 2 minutes here, we've matched the same number of corners that we had in the entire first half.
And that one's a lot better than the first. Couldn't find a head, though. And it'll be a goal kick. Good corner, but a couple Clear Fork Colts had a chance to get their head on it, but it was a little short on them.
I think Swank ended up getting her head on it. That's probably one of those, again, defenders not necessarily used to getting up and getting some chances on the offensive end. So we'll give her the benefit of the doubt there.
Just underway here, second half. Travis Berardi alongside Greg Atkinson, Ontario assistant coach. Even though he's not here to do it, doing a little bit of scouting, I bet, watching what they're doing.
Yeah. Like I think we're a couple weeks away from that. I believe 2 weeks, 13th of September.
We usually have this match later in the season because, I mean, they schedule it right. It pretty much determines the MOAC champion, more likely than not.
Little build up. I think we kind of talked. It's if we don't know what necessarily each team between Summer League, Clear Fork went to the same summer tournament in Columbus and Cincinnati as us, so we've gotten to see them play plenty.
You saw them up in Worcester as well.
Yep, Summer League as well. So
nice through ball. There's Cook. 5-on-3, 6-on-3 right now. Oh, nice deflection, just wide.
It's a good ball across by
Swank.
Wortman.
Just offline. And it'll be a goal kick, but you saw that. 6 Lady Colts getting into that offensive zone compared to only 3 defenders.
Yeah, if you kind of notice it now, it looks like River Valley's kind of tossing 4 up top potentially. Maybe they're just trying to go to see if they can at least just get 1 in. Have maybe the mindset of, all right, it can't get much worse at this point.
That's going to go down across midfield and out. And it'll be a Clear Fork throw-in.
I think we're seeing a much better job here in the second half for Clear Fork, even though we kind of talked that they probably had a 90-10 possession advantage in the first half. There were still a lot of times where they were not necessarily playing it to feet and kind of bouncing the possession back and forth and playing a little bit of a hopeful ball. Everything has a purpose now.
There's Wortman. Crosses it. And that deflection just goes wide again by Swank. So a nice job by Wortman to cross it inside to the top of the 6, but once again, Swank, first time a little bit wide left. This time I think she overcompensated and went wide right.
Wortman's been putting it on a silver platter for her. Eventually here she might start to charge her for not making the most of those opportunities.
Well, she went wide left the first time, wide right the second time. She has to go right down the middle of the next one.
Maybe it's a third time, and she's back at the defensive end where she started the game. They gave her opportunity.
So Clear Fork continuing to try to press the offense here. That's deflected away. We're talking about being the only game in town. Highland's actually hosting Franklin Heights tonight.
Okay.
So Highland, you know, that team other than football.
Yep.
New to the MOAC. Tomorrow, Upper Sandusky is at Shelby, and then a full slate of games on Saturday. So that ball will be, won't be knocked out of bounds. It will be kept in by Clear Fork. Windsor tries the cross, and that'll get kicked out of bounds. So on Saturday, big slate, Pleasant at Gallion, Mount Vernon at Highland, Harding at Bell Fountain, St. Mary's Memorial at Ontario, game we'll have a highlight of, and Upper Sandusky at River Valley. Clear Fork will have the weekend off.
Don't have many of those, it seems, for us in the soccer world. I know we had our weekend off this last weekend, and I think outside of homecoming weekend, we don't see a Saturday without a game. That's kind of our, like it is for a Clear Fork, for a Madison. You know, we're playing the likes of New Albany and Medina and St. Mary's, Big Walnut. So when those games are kind of on the schedule, we usually have to toss them on a weekend just to kind of factor in a travel distance.
Yeah.
I know even Madison, I think they traveled all the way down to Kettering Alder, to where that had to have been probably a 3-hour plus bus ride for the girls. So that would be a late night on a school night. So,
yeah, and if you want to make any noise in the state tournament, you need to play this competition. You saw it with Madison, you guys.
Yep.
The top teams in our district.
Yep.
And these 4 teams, Lexington, it's why you guys are constantly the 4 district qualifiers, because you play good non-conference competition, especially in the MOAC, where after Clear Fork, it kind of drops off, and that's nothing against those other squads. They're just trying to build their teams to where you guys are, but you know you have to get that non-conference tough competition just to prepare.
Yep, yeah, and I think you see the same even for Madison and Lexington and Ashland. You know, after you get those top 3, you know, Worcester's kind of knocking on the door year in, year out. But after that, you know, there's a little bit of a drop-off down into your Mount Vernon, your senior high, West Holmes. I still continue to try to put the plug in with the athletic directors in the area, but, you know, how can we get to where pull in Clear Fork, pull in Ontario, Madison, Lexington, kind of make a mega conference there and save on some travel.
You're talking like the college ADs right now, trying to get that mega conference.
Yep. I know I say that as a soccer coach. Your football and your basketballs may feel a little bit different going and playing, you know, especially if you're in Ontario and maybe having to play a senior high and different things in a football and basketball. We may feel a little different, but
well, it will be a little tough next year in the OCC when New Philadelphia comes in. They have a decent soccer club.
Yes.
However, the travel, it's an hour and a half. My parents live in Colerain, Ohio, which is 250 all the way out to the border of West Virginia and Ohio, and that's a 2-hour, 15-minute drive, and just over the halfway mark is New Philadelphia. So it's about an hour and a half, and on a bus it's even longer. So it's going to be quite the drive for them for a conference match. And basketball twice a year, football every other year. It's going to be tough, but hey, you get that quality competition into your conference. There's a nice cross inside, deflected around, pinball, but we're going to say handball.
Yeah, dangerous play, handball, potentially one of the two. Referee's got his arm up, which usually means it's indirect.
So River Valley will get the goal kick. So we go under 30 minutes left here in the match. 7-0. Clear Fork leading, looking for their first conference victory in their first conference game of the season.
It's been kind of quiet here to start out the second half here. 11 minutes in. Nothing's found the back of the net for either team.
Also was told by new Clear Fork 80 Jessica Brokaw at the half. If Clear Fork can hold on here, it's
you're
Coach
jinx
Brittany.
it.
Yeah, it's Brittany Bechtel's 200th win.
There's some of those stats, kind of like a no-hitter in baseball.
Oh,
you don't want to say it.
Do not say no-hitter. That's one of the things. Or kickers. You don't say they're 3 for 3 on the day right before they kick. You cannot do that. But I think a 7-0 lead is comfortable enough for Clear Fork. Unless a miracle happens, then this would be the greatest soccer game I've ever watched. If River Valley can score 8 straight, but I'm thinking Bechtel is on her way to number 200 tonight. And that's me knocking on wood if you can hear that.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's quite the feat, you know, when you look at some of the longtime coaches in the area, really in any sport, to go in and win year in, year out like Brittany's done against the competition, you know, that she faces. You know, that's kind of a testament to her, and obviously, you know, she'll probably turn it to the, you know, as coaches do, you know, players and parents and the buy-in and the support. They kind of make all that possible, and it's an exciting time. 200. It's a lot of soccer games.
How many wins does your dad have?
I think he eclipsed 250 last year. So they've both
the Joe
been
Baylog
there.
Of soccer.
Yeah, something like that. When you think about, you know, 16 games in a year that soccer plays, you know, it's a little different than where basketball is upwards.
Nice cross. Nice deflection.
Good save.
Got to hand it to Haig tonight. Kensington. That was a beautiful cross, but she was able to cut off that angle again and get the save.
See, I keep trying to think. I think that's Brown in goal, number 99, because Haig's up top or is in the
I'm
in
so
the
used to
midfield-wise.
zeros being the
right
goalie,
top,
but 99 too.
Yeah, so we might have to apologize to Ms. Brown there.
My fault, Miss Brown. You are having a great night.
She doesn't have a number on the back of the jersey. Need to maybe reach out to Justin, tell him to toss that on there.
Help us commentators out.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
I know normally I hear you guys are all right putting the plug in for the big bold numbers so it's easily legible. they at least have that.
Yeah, black on white, white on black's technically it, but, you know, we've seen some schools, especially in this area, go orange on orange. I'm not going to say who that is. Jerseys look great, but, man, are they tough to call from up here. So we had the shift of goalies. Morgan Schaefer now back in her number 1 jersey playing midfield.
I don't necessarily know who jumped in goal. Looks like she just has a T-shirt on.
That's going to be easily corralled there. And the substitutions come back out as the starters come in. So the JV goalkeep, Reagan Roby, now in for the Lady Colts. That explains the tie-dyed shirt.
Yep, figured we'd make sure since we caught River Valley's, got to make sure we're putting the plug in for Clear Fork's goalkeeper now. I didn't miss anything while I was gone, did I?
No, just she saved a long kick, and that was it.
Right.
So she saw some action from River Valley. And I believe River Valley's first shot on target as well.
Correct. Yep.
With 24:50 left here in the match.
I think, River Valley's getting increasing their time of possession here a little bit, trying to connect a few passes. There's a good ball up top here.
Yes. Pettit gets it over to Haig. But Clear Fork defense able to get back and knock that away. $7-0 your score on the J&F Construction scoreboard. Oh, and a little misplay there. Rogers had a chance for a second, but Clear Fork once again closes that down quickly. And they're back out on the offensive through ball.
Oh, ball across. Cook.
There's Cook. Trying for the cross. Does get it, but nobody there. Windsor, can she save it? She can. And we'll kick it back out to Labaki. That's not Labaki, correction. That's Davidson. Give and go. And it's going to be cleared away.
Kind of looks like there with Cook taking a little more of a out and around approach to the goal. I'm guessing Brittany and staff kind of instructed some
open net. Oh, that's where you see that net so open, your eyes get wide, and you might not, you take a little, you go too quick. You have time to set that up, and she took it off the bounce instead of settling it and kicking it, but.
I think that's another defender getting in the offensive third here in some unfamiliar territory. Getting a little excited. Here comes the corner kick, also known as the throw-in from Windsor.
Puts it on net, but headed away. Yeah, it's a game changer, too, because you can be 10, 20 yards up and still have that put in right on the 6.
Yeah, if you don't do your homework, you could potentially be caught off guard a little bit on that first throw-in that she tosses in there.
It's going to be flicked towards the net and taken away by Brown.
I mean, I'll give River Valley credit here, right? I know it's 7-0, and but they're bend but do not break here to start off the second half. We're almost halfway through.
And like the first half, if you want to comment on Facebook, please do. We'll get you on the fan zone here in a little bit. YouTube, 8 votes now, 88-12 percentage Clear Fork for the win. I think you're going to be right. That's crossed. Oh, and a better shot on net, and it goes.
Davidson with the goal.
So this time, Davidson able to collect it, get a good shot on net, and she puts it in. As you watch the replay here, the cross somehow went through the defenders, and she was able to put it right off the goalie, and that English puts the ball into the net, and she's got a goal tonight. 8-0 coming up on the midway point of the second half. So her first of the year. For the defender, the senior defender too, so that's got to feel good in your senior year. Coming up front, getting a
I was going to say, I'm normally familiar with Coach for 1 year in club soccer in the spring, and I don't think she necessarily gets to find the back of the net as often back in her defensive role. So that's an exciting time for any defender to get up and get that chance. So as we saw, I think Swank had quite a few early on there, wasn't able to make the most of them. So I haven't seen yet. Looks like Swank's been, she's been sent back to her defensive, her spot anchor in the defense. She had her opportunity.
And you'd have to think this is probably the last time you'll see these starters on here before the next switch you'd probably think would finish out the match.
Yeah.
But they're getting that time, different positions.
Yep.
In case they're needed down the line here this season, maybe due to injury or just needing a switch up strategically. So
yeah, and I
they'll
think
get some more work.
That's the key. The more you can learn different positions on the field allows you to relate to the other players. And to your point, you hate to kind of say it, but, injuries do happen. And if you're able to kind of plug somebody in that still gives you a chance to win, then that always helps.
Oh, another nice save. Love the aggressiveness by Brown tonight.
Yeah, she's definitely come off her line, which is exactly what they've needed. I think if she doesn't, there's probably 4 or 5 goals that potentially occur as a result.
And I did see Windsor kind of checked up last second. I think she could have got a shot off, but it might have been a dangerous play. So I like her holding up, especially in an 8-0 game like this. Nobody got hurt.
Yep. Yeah, I think if it's a closer game, it's an Ontario game, it's a Madison game, it's a 1-goal difference there, then, she's probably going through it and seeing if she's able to make the most of the opportunity. Now, like we talked earlier, got to stay healthy coming out of a game like this.
Another attempt here by Clear Fork. Got it on net, and it's in.
Good rip.
Avery Wine now on the boards. We take a look at that one more time. Had it set up. Got inside just to the 18, and then.
It was a beautiful ball.
That had some curve to it.
Side netting. Just how she drew it up.
Just under 18 minutes now. It's 9-0 Clear Fork.
I believe as well I think that was her first
goal
potentially of the year. So we've seen between Davidson, Wine, I think it was Belcher's first goal as well, maybe even blue ball. So we might have seen a total of 4 players that have scored their first goal.
Yeah, it was only Windsor, Cook, and Wortman who had goals coming into this one. So
We've gotten even Labaki. She had the 3 assists coming into the game, so her first goal. So kind of like I talked to this is a huge game for just the confidence of a player, being able to find the back of the net, a little excitement. Now you see if you're able to build on that and execute in a little more challenging of a game potentially down the road. Well, just when we said, hey, we're almost 20 minutes in, there hadn't been a goal.
Yeah.
4 minutes later, and here we are now, too.
7 different Lady Colts into the goal column. So once again, the announcer jinx looks like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, nope. I think you're you won't be kicked out of here for jinxing anybody this evening.
Clear Fork will next be in action on Tuesday when they host Galleon.
Okay, so another MOAC game.
River Valley, like I said, will play Saturday, and then they will play they will host Ontario. You'll be down there.
Yep.
River Valley on Tuesday night.
Yep. Galleon, another exciting story. You know, I think they're 2 years potentially into officially having a varsity team. I know they
3 years ago had that JV schedule.
Yep, and I think this year they officially now have their own soccer-specific field. I know in their first game, I believe it was against Pleasant, they opened up the season and on that field with a win. So, also more established teams, you know, may kind of not know what that feeling's been like for quite some time. You know, that's an exciting time for Galleon and the program and the community and the girls. So. So kudos to them. Same with Shelby, as we talked earlier.
Yeah, and we saw it last year with Shelby facing Mansfield Seniors. You take a look at the Colts student section down there. It's great to see Clear Fork soccer being represented well by the student section. You know, they're always rowdy for football, but for footy, they're also here to watch the girls. I mean, it's a perfect night as well. Just got done with football practice, walk literally right out of the locker room. Another chance on net, just wide. And right into the student section. So we're talking about them, but, you know, Ellie Hogger just missed from getting her first goal of her senior season.
So that was a good ball by Yannicka Labaki. Now you know why she leads the team in assists. Good slotted ball. And here's kind of what you wanted to see, right? You've got kind of the second wave of substitutions in. You know, we talked it earlier in the first half. They didn't necessarily have a lot of goal-scoring opportunities that were created. They're getting a couple now.
Got the cross, but right to the goalie. 14 minutes left here in the match. Clear Fork looking for win number 1 in the MOAC this year in their first attempt. Looking to get back to 500 early on this year as well at 2-2. So what are you looking for from River Valley as we finish this match out? What, as a coach, what would you want from your girls? Being down 9-0, but what would you want to see from them?
Yeah, I mean, you're continuing to see, you know, you want to see them compete. You want to continue to find ways to get better and kind of build off of it. You know, I think, you know, we've seen that early on in the first half here. You know, they kind of held it scoreless, and we're kind of pressing against Clear Fork. So, you know, and that's easier said than done as a coach, right? But, you know, and I think they've done that. You know, they're not laying down. They're continuing to fight. You know, they've made Clear Fork earn everything that they've gotten up to this point. And, you know, I think when you look at it from a goalkeeper perspective, you know, Brown has had a couple huge saves. So that's just something you try to find something to build off of there.
And at this point in the first half, it was 5-6-0.
Yep.
They've only given up 2.
Yep.
So silver linings.
Here's
defense
the
has
first
played
corner
better
of the game as well.
Now we'll see what River Valley has to offer from their corner game. Gets it away. Front post gets through. Kept in for the moment, but Clear Fork clears. So that was a good ball, front post.
Yeah.
But it just kind of just went through everybody, and Clear Fork able to clear it. Now they have a chance. Can the keeper get out to it? She will. Oh, my goodness. Goes right off a hogger and out of bounds.
Yeah, you always kind of tell a player continue to go through it, and anything is possible. I think I can remember a few years back a big game against Madison, and Elena Reed simply jumped up as a clearance off the ball, went off the back of her back, her head, went in the back of the net. Actually allowed us to, I believe, pull within one or maybe even tie a game against Madison, and that's why they say never give up on a ball like that.
Definitely. If it deflects her off of her the right way, it's right past the goalie. If not in, there's probably a fellow offensive player there to put it in the back of the net. Under 11 to play.
It's a nice, cool night this evening as well.
This is where it's supposed to be at this point of year. Not 90 degrees and 90% humidity like it's been. And here comes more substitutions. So Bechtel just sticking with the game plan that she's had from the start. Just 5-10 minutes on, 5-10 minutes off. Everybody gets the same amount of playing time.
Yep. Right, I think she set that expectation with the group. You know, hey, this is the time that I have in. I got to go in and I got to make the most of it. And then you're coming out and you're gonna get your break and you're hoping to kind of outrun then your opposing team. Kind of wear them down. Another through ball here to Hogger, I believe. No, this is to Davidson.
She's able to get it. Gets it back out front. That knocked out. It'll stay with the Lady Colts.
Another long throw up coming here.
And Windsor, once again, right on net. Goalie unable to get a hand on it, but it does get flicked away by River Valley.
I thought River Valley there had some numbers. 3v3 had a chance. Just a bad touch there. And
it's a dangerous situation right there. River Valley kind of just playing with it right there on that end line instead of kicking it out of bounds, but it will lead to another corner by the Lady Colts. Avery Wine will take it.
It's their fourth of the second half here, 6th of the game. See if they can maybe capitalize on one of these.
Lady Colts with a chance. And that'll be kicked out. And as I said earlier, live volleyball from Les Housestein Gymnasium tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Coverage begins about 6:50, or if the JV game goes a little bit earlier, it might come on a little bit earlier. But Clear Fork, Ontario, MOAC Showdown, live and free, coming up tomorrow night, right back here in the Valley. I should just get a cot to stay here. Also want to give a shout out to our Adam Thompson back at the OH Report headquarters, putting together these great graphics, pretty much on the fly too. He's listening in, getting these done, and great job by him. And once again, just the speed of Clear Fork, just stopping those opportunities.
Got a goalkeeper change here for River Valley. I was just about to kind of say, at this point, do you, as a River Valley coach, do you go and start tossing in a couple players to, kind of like we talked with Clear Fork, get some experience?
Another through ball. It's a clean pass, and it's a goal. Zoe McHugh, another senior defensive midfielder, gets on the board. Perfect pass. She gets behind the defense and then eyes it up and perfectly place there. She saw the goalkeepers trying to cut off the right side, had a nice gap left, puts it right into the back of the net. 10-0, your score with 6:23 left.
Had to pick on the goalkeeper, sub her into the game. 30 seconds later, you're getting a shot. If numbers are correct, that's number 21 in goal. Kayla Browning, potentially.
Make sure to stay tuned post-game. We'll have our player of the game, as well as our final stats and some analysis before we get out of here. So stay tuned after the match for our post-game.
Who's your vote for player of the game if we were to go through and label that right now?
It's got to be either Windsor or Labaki.
Yep.
For getting, for the 2 goals. I'm gonna let you make that decision out of those two. Which 2 goals were the more impressive of the bunch? That'll be all you.
If Coach Bechtel picks up her 200th win, can we have coaches that win player of the game?
Well, I'm gonna actually she'll be up here as well. We'll interview her after we do our player of the game. But the Frito-Lay player of the game.
Yeah, there we go.
Coming up here in about 7-8 minutes. So we come up on 5 minutes left in the match. Bring up the fan zone to finish things out as well. A lot of Lady Colt fans watching here. Alan Robert, go Colts. Deja Swihart from earlier, go Colts. Great to see everybody watching live and free. Michael Mullins also, I'm scouting out the grill master. Everything's a competition. Nadine Lozier, go Colts. This would be a perfect day to grill out.
Yes.
Put some brats on there.
He is our for any home games. He is whipping up your burgers and hot dogs over at the Ontario Soccer Complex. So he's got to make sure we're keeping him on his toes as well. Anybody can be replaced. So.
Brandon Baumgardner, congrats sis on number 200. I think it's safe to say the jinx. There's no jinx tonight, so we can put that up there on the fan zone as well. But it's a great accomplishment. Clear Fork no longer just a football school; it's a football school too.
Yeah, and I think they have been for quite some time here. Clear Fork's been around. At the top of not just the area but the state for quite some time. I know back in the 2010, 2011, those were some teams that they had, some pretty talented teams. And then you got your Deja Swiharts, your Helinskis that have come through. So there's been no shortage of talent here in Clear Fork for quite some time. I believe I think the other day we still have the younger Helinsky. Still is at Wright State, having a lot of success there.
Coming up on 2 minutes left in the match.
2 minutes remaining.
So Clear Fork now just backing it out, getting some passing going on now.
Yeah, I think this is where you kind of say it at some point. I know, ours at Ontario, we try to ensure that we keep keep the score at 10 or below. That's kind of the cap, if you want to say, and then it's moving the ball around, keeping possession.
It's the equivalent of kneeling on the ball, yeah.
Yep.
So the Lady Colts looks like we'll come out of here with a 10-0 victory. Get win number 1 in the MOAC. And put themselves at the top of the conference along with the Ontario Lady Warriors. 1 minute to go. All right, Greg, I'm going to put you on the spot. Who's player of the game? Is it going to be Windsor or Labaki?
I think I'm going to go with Labaki.
Okay.
With the 2 goals, according to my kind of tallies here, I believe she has 1, if not 2 assists as well, so creating some opportunities for others. So I'm going to go with her with player of the game, just all-around work that she completed this evening.
So make sure to stay tuned. The Frito-Lay player of the game will be Annika Labaki, and we will also talk with head coach Brittany Bechtel on what we were told, win number 200 in her coaching career, and about 15 seconds away from that.
See if they have something special for her. We've made Dad wear a lovely little crown every time when he's won 100 or 200. So
there it is.
Your final score this evening, Clear Fork Colts 10, River Valley Vikings 0.
And there it is. Win. And we do have fans in the stands holding up number 200. They got some hats and everything.
Everybody congratulated.
Again, well deserved. Well deserved.
Congratulations to head coach Brittany Bechtel, number 200, as the Lady Colts pull off the 10-0 victory. We're going to take a break. And when we return, our player of the game, stats, and some final thoughts. You're watching girls high school soccer live and free on the OH Report. Congrats, Coach.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you. A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you.
back here at the Valley, where Clear Fork with a 10-0 victory over River Valley to get win number 1 on the MOAC campaign, win number 200 for head coach Brittany Bechtel, and to get back on track, after that earlier loss to Madison Travis Berardi alongside Greg Atkinson, as we pull up the final stats for tonight. And then, like the first half, all Clear Fork all the time in the second.
Yeah, I don't think anything changed. 4 goals in the second half, ending with 27 shots to 3 to Clear Fork's advantage, 20 shots on target. Corner kicks, River Valley did get 1 in the second half, but 6 for Clear Fork. They finished the game. Another quiet second half. I don't think we had a single foul in the second half as well. And then Clear Fork kind of corrected things in the second half. Only a total of 6 offsides, I think 1 in the second half. And possession, again, continued to be dominated with Clear Fork. I think the end of the game, they probably kept it away from River Valley for the last 3-4 minutes. So.
And scoring summary for tonight, what do we have here?
So what do we have? We had Windsor in the 37th minute. We had Labaki in the 35th. Windsor again in the 30th. Blue Ball in the 22nd. Labaki again in the 18th. Belcher in the 4th. And then Wortman in the 2nd to round out first half scoring. And then Davidson in the 21st in the 2nd. Wine in the 18th minute. And then McHugh rounding out the scoring there to kind of finish off the game in the second half.
So just once again, Clear Fork, we said if River Valley wanted to be in this game, they had to score pretty much early and then keep the control of that. But Clear Fork really took that out of contention for them, scoring a couple quick goals and then just pretty much handling everything else easily, switching pretty much everybody in and out. They stayed fresh, and they took care of business. Yeah,
I think a huge bounce-back win for Clear Fork. I think they needed this win after a couple tough losses, and able to kind of get themselves, like you said, at the top of the MOAC standings. And, for River Valley, they had the hopes of being able to kind of hang in it, but, Clear Fork made it clear of, why they've separated themselves with Ontario in the top of the MOAC.
All right, we're going to take one more short break, and we'll be back with our player of the game, Annika Labaki, as well as head coach Brittany Bechtel to talk about win number 200 right here, live and free on the OH Report.
A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is driving excitement. You asked for it, you got it. A 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all vehicles. A local veteran-owned dealership caring about the community, providing quality vehicles at rock-bottom pricing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans of all makes and models. No bones about it. Daisy the Doodle says thanks, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield, for making my first-time car buying experience simple. Located at 100 South Illinois Ave, A1 Auto Sales Mansfield is the dealership for you. Auto Sales.
Time now for our Frito-Lay player of the game, Annika Labaki. Couple goals, couple assists. Not a bad night for you here down in the Valley. Just take me through those first 2 goals. You know, you guys really just put it on them early and took control of the match.
Well, I think we just came into this game not knowing like what to expect. We didn't know who they lost, who they gained, so we knew we just have to come in strong and put a few in just to start us out strong and move on.
You know, you guys had a tough loss to Madison earlier this year, but what can a win like this do to get you guys back on track?
It definitely sparked some good vibes through the team now. We needed this just to get our, feel better about ourselves, I guess.
And, you know, I believe it was 8 or 9 different Colts, or I think it's 8 different Colts scored tonight.
Yeah.
Just how nice is it to see some maybe defenders that usually don't get a chance to get a ball in the net? How nice was it to see it was a whole team effort and some players got to get their first goals of the year?
Yeah, it's nice because we all just want to work for each other and we all just play for each other, and it's nice to just get those players up there to get those opportunities and put one in the net.
You guys get a weekend off, and then Galleon, what do you guys have to do to knock off Galleon next week?
We just need to train hard, put in some good effort during this week and the weekend, and be ready for game day.
All right, Annika Labaki, thank you very much. Our Frito-Lay player of the game. If you want to hand it off to Coach Bechtel now. Win number 200 on her career.
Where do I look?
Look right in the camera. Coach, first of all, congratulations. Win number 200. It's going to be a good feeling.
Yeah, actually I had no idea what was going on when they started coming over and cheering, and actually my teammates were the one that told me. I was completely clueless.
Yeah, we didn't know until your athletic director came in, Jess Brokaw, came in at halftime and said, hey, this is going to be your 200th win. It's great. I mean, you had fans down there with signs, so at least they knew they were in on it.
Well, I don't know when they held them. Was it?
It was after the match ended.
I was sitting on the bench. I actually had. I didn't really understand what was going on. I processed it quite slow, actually.
Well, it's probably processed a little bit, but congratulations on that. But a good win for you guys tonight, 10-0. You didn't even let River Valley get comfortable, get into it, maybe pull off an upset or even think they were going to pull off the upset. You had a few goals right off the bat, and that set the tone for the night.
Yeah, we knew obviously coming in we were probably the better team, but soccer's a funny game. We've been in already instances this year where I felt that we were the better team, and things don't always go your way. And even in games where you can control action most of the time, it takes one goal and then them to put numbers behind the ball, and then you could sit there and be challenged all game to just try to put it in the back of the net. So coming out today, one thing, knowing it was an MOAC conference game, that we wanted to make sure that we took care of that fear of minutes winding down and not having a goal in the back. So it was definitely a goal of ours, coming out strong, coming out early, and knocking one in the backs of their net.
And it must have been nice. You played everybody tonight. You switched in and out. It must have been good. Just everybody was fresh throughout the match, and everybody got quality playing time against a varsity squad.
Yeah, I think today we even popped 2 more girls in on their roster and got, I don't even know if it's 18 or 20. I'd have to do the numbers today. So we came in and we rotated a couple girls in each half that haven't been able to play. And we do have a lot of depth this year. We have a really strong unit, and that depth is great to have, but at the same time trying to, obviously not equal playing time, but trying to give everybody some sort of established minutes so that you can see as the game continues who really is our deserving of getting majority minutes or whatever. And today, games like today are just nice that everybody gets a good amount of time. You don't have to stress about that feeling of not getting somebody in or them not playing as much.
And you got to be happy for your squad, especially going into this Labor Day break. You guys get a few days off before, Galleon next Tuesday. But, just the way you played, I thought it was at least 92-8 in percentages for possession. you guys you nearly played a flawless match, and that's something you got to be proud of going into the long holiday break.
Yeah, and also a goal coming in is not having anything go in our net. So it's really important for us when we're playing games like this that we keep it out of our net. And so we talk about that often, even going into the second half. We didn't have Renee today. So when we're playing back to a field player that's first time she's played in the net in a long time, and then we were able to get our JV keeper in the second half. We rotated our center defenders up and our center mids back, and give them a little respect around the field. This very talented team, very knowledgeable team, but in those situations, you take those risks. And I felt today, in some games like this, it can get kind of ugly because when you start rotating people around, it can get kind of ugly. But today, I felt like they did a really nice job just moving the ball and learning and growing in those positions today, getting better. So,
well, thank you for joining us tonight, your 200th victory. Now that you know, you can go celebrate, but win number 1 in the conference in your first conference match. You stay undefeated there. You get back in the win column, back to 500. So all around, good night for you guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Coach. Brittany Bechtel on win number 200. There's a picture right there that you can thank Adam Thompson for that, but thank you very much.
Thank you
Coach
for
Bechtel.
whoever captured that right there.
Thank you very much. Head coach Brittany Bechtel of the victorious Lady Colts. 10-0 victors tonight over River Valley. We're going to wrap things up here from the Valley. Want to thank everybody who helped make this live stream possible, live and free on the OH Report. I'm Travis Berardi commentating tonight. Want to thank Hayden Gray, our cameraman extraordinaire, as usual, doing a great job tonight. Greg Atkinson, assistant coach of Ontario, for doing a great job with me tonight on the headset as well. I want to thank everybody back at the OH Report studios, especially Adam Thompson with those graphics. Kept him on his toes tonight, but he did an amazing job helping us out there. Brian Skoronsky, Jory Hollenbeck as well. Everybody at BS Media Productions, the OH Report. Want to thank our sponsors tonight. A1 Auto Sales, MWD Logistics, Frito-Lay being our player of the game, and J&F Construction for the scoreboard. But most importantly, we'd like to thank you, the fans, for watching. And make sure to tune in tomorrow, back right here at the Colt Corral for live volleyball. Clear Fork hosting Ontario. That'll come on between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. Just depends on when the JV match is complete. But that'll do it from the Corral for tonight. For Greg Atkinson, I am Travis Berardi saying so long from Clear Fork.